Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm back with another very interesting story as usual. Without further ado, let's get started into it. So it was during my second week in college. I was just a newbie and then I started having receiving these weird messages from a random person. Well, the person was normal texting me. He was never in WhatsApp, neither was he in any social media platform. Then he was like, good morning, good morning. The conversation continued for like 3 days. And on the fourth day, he decided to open up. So the person was like, oh, I'm called this, I'm a preacher in this church. And for a minute, I was, oh, these days even preachers are texting people. Like I was, oh, maybe I told him, well, as soon as he said he was a preacher, I was like, no, this must be a wrong number. I told him, I think it's a wrong number you're texting. Kindly recheck the number. And he was like, oh no, I know what I'm doing. Aren't you called this and this? And I was, oh my God, yeah, those are my names. So he told me, he assured me that he was in the right place. And then we continued with our conversations. And he was like, oh, I saw a revelation in my dreams that you're supposed to be my future wife. And I was like shaken. How am I supposed to be his future wife? Just through a revelation? Myself, I'm not even a believer of those things that you can just sleep one day, have a revelation about a stranger, someone you have never met before, and you decide that they're gonna be your future wives, your future girlfriends, your future boyfriends, or whatever. So it was kind of weird. So I went ahead to tell him I'm not used to such I'm not used to such stuffs. So kindly stop texting me or I block your number because I don't even know what you're talking about. But the person never but the person never stopped texting me. He still continued. He was like, now since you can't believe what I'm saying, let me tell you, I like already know everything about you and I liked you from that dream. And I'm happy that we're catching up now. And he was like, oh, during the vision, everything about yourself was revealed, including where you stay, your parents, your family members, your friends, the course you're taking, how long it's gonna even take you, and even your names. Yeah, and even the college that you're studying in. Oh my God. Now, I was even much shaken than than how I was shaken in the first place when he said he was a preacher. And I was like, how comes? I'm not even a church person. And worst of all, it has never crossed my mind ever getting married to a church person. And for this case, a preacher, it has never crossed my mind. So, but he made me believe in him with how he said like he already knew the college that I was studying in, like basically everything about me with how he said. And bearing in mind he was just a random person, a person we have never met or even had conversations before. So I was kind of starting to believe in everything he was saying. And I was no, I was afraid of opening this to my friends, neither to my family members because I didn't know how they're gonna take me. Plus, I knew my friends would have even went ahead to laugh at me, like how I'm even gonna get married to this preacher. It has never been my dream though. We continued. Now the person was telling me each day he was like telling me new things about myself, which were true, and which made me even believe in him much than I did. We continued with these conversations, and it was now like a routine having these messages. And for some minutes, he stopped talking about these marriage things, and he said, "You just take your time. I'm just preparing you so that we can be serving the ministries with you. Having a young wife." Well, the person was kind of way too older. Like the person was 34 by that time, and I was just 20. Not 20 years. I was like 19 years by the time he was telling me all these stuff. So he was like, I'm gonna be patient with you. You just take your time, complete your studies, then from there I can come to your parents. We discuss further about your marriage proposals. So I was still all alone. I was keeping this information as a secret. I was just keeping it to myself. We continued with my preacher. We continued, and the bad thing, he was never in any social media platform. So I never had any idea how he was even looking like. And he never even requested for any meetups. So we never met during this period. But he was lucky enough, at least for himself. He saw me in a vision like he claimed. So he knew how I was looking and everything. But myself, I never knew how he was looking. We continued, and now I thought I even started opening up to this person, and now he almost made me a believer. And I was even coming close. I was even coming closer to God. But bearing in mind, I never wanted anything to do with him. It's only that, when a person approaches you in such a manner, then unajipata tu yani ushaendelea na conversation, unapata kupata ile time ya kumlenga mtu. So we continued. I started opening up to this person, and to some point I was even telling him to pray for me. Na nikiwa na shida tu namwambia pray for me, ya namwambia oh I'm having rough days, oh pray for me, yani church person, and for this matter preacher. And then after 2 months I stopped replying his messages because I felt like the person was even getting much attached to me, and I never wanted that. He started calling me sweet names, and I was like, oh, so even men of God know how to call people sweet names. You know, I never expected that from a preacher. Like I said, after 2 months, I stopped talking to this preacher, and I was never replying to any of his messages. And I think from there, the conversation faded. Then after the communication faded, after a year, a cousin of a cousin of mine visited. Did the cousin visit? Oh no, I visited. I went to visit my cousin's place. So that was after a year now. After I stopped replying the preacher's messages, I went there. And one fine evening, we were just having a normal conversation with my cousin. She was now, remember this time when you were talking to this certain preacher? Imagine I was that preacher. And I was like, you must be kidding. Yaani vile nishakwambia mpaka vitu vyangu vya ndani. Nikijua wewe ni preacher. And she was just, I was fooling you around. I wanted to see vile how you would have reacted. Oh my God, sijai kupata aibu hivyo tena. Because I had even overshared with my cousin some of my personal life, jamani. Nikimwambia pray for me. Yani fear people. Well, for a minute, I didn't believe in what she was saying. Like nilikuwa naona ananijokia tu, but how comes anajua history yote and I never shared it with anyone, so I had no other option but to believe like she was that preacher. My God. I know you do watch my videos, but that was never good. I have never recovered from that. I have never healed from that. Knowing that you know even my private life. Nikikwambia pray for me. Why, jamani? Anyway, guys, this is gonna be the end of that story. Until we meet again. Bye.